game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some holes like you do here for my running back, make the game easy.
An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback may change this route. Looking to throw on first down. Finds his tight end. Crosses the 30. He's got away. He's finally shoved out of bounds at the 23-yard line, and a big pickup on that one. Chains are set, and Temple has it with another 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And I know this defense statistically hasn't been one of the best against the pass this year, but they have had some guys banged up. They believe they've got difference makers on the back end that just need to make more plays. That DB right there is one of those guys, and he does it here on the opening drive, getting a huge interception.
They stop him cold, maybe gets a yard to the 34. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You know, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season.
And the defense, they've got him at the 27.
And you don't want to see this trend continue. Last week he was sacked 4 times. The offensive line, this offense as a whole, needs to get in better situations, get rid of the football faster, and not keep getting their quarterback hit.
Caught. He'll be stopped short at the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. And the Bobcats will line up to punt it away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Gets the first one of the day off and hoping he's not as busy as he was in that loss last week when he kicked him 4 times. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. Temple takes over and the Owls send the offense back onto the field. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Fires downfield. Connection to the right. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38.
Defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Get a big play like that last one, you flip the field, you change the momentum. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 38. Just sledgehammering his way down to the 33. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
Well, this defense knew coming in they were going to see some RPO and they were going to see some quick game. A nice job there taking the throw away from the quarterback.
Shotgun snap on 3rd down. Throws to the tight end. Got his man downfield. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Owls!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They are going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Ohio U offense returns to the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Looking for a man. It's Avant. Throwing right. Throws it in. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down. The Bobcats want to pick up the tempo.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the wideout. Got his man all by himself. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. So the offense will decline that penalty after the big play. As a defense, you hate to let them move the chains on a penalty, but that's what they did. It's 1st and 10. Motion from the wide receiver. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. And the defense forced that incompletion with the deflection.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on 1st down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
Kind of like that big, reliable security blanket. And that's what tight ends are a lot of the times. They're just usually big, huge guys that if I throw it anywhere near him, he's going to pluck it, catch it.
And he will take it in. Touchdown, Ohio! Setting up for the extra point and the tie. And he makes the extra point. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finish it off by connecting from 10 yards out. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Here's a heat. Takes a shot as he lets it go. Makes the grab, gets the foot down, just precision execution on that big play.
And what a great job of being cool under pressure. He knew there was a defender about to hit him, and he held on to it as long as he could before letting it go. He paid for it, but what an accurate shot. Vertically down the field for an explosive play in the passing game.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Looking down the middle. Tight end getting vertical. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down. And the Owls come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Owls come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Pocket breaking down. The quarterback's a little more on target there. Maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion.
You want to make a guy that's elite, that's one of the best in the business, start to become more and more human, keep getting hits on. Nice job by the defense, getting in his face, being physical. Make him feel your presence. Don't let him get comfortable back there in that pocket.
Makes the catch. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal. And the Owls started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Owls.
This running back was not going to be denied. Nice blocking up front to create a hole for this running back, and he was able to take advantage.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. Arkansas State fell behind early, and it's been an uphill climb since. The thing is, this is a program that's worked the portal about as well as anyone. These kids are tough, and they could just find a way. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to South Alabama. Anything can happen down the stretch here in the Sun Belt. It's why we're here to keep you posted, fellas.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
You're not going to win a lot of games if you can't protect your quarterback. In their last game, they got sacked 4 times, lost the game. So far in this one, they're having difficulty again. These guys up front have got to do a better job communicating and giving their QB time.
Rushes on him. Didn't put much on that one, and it's incomplete. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. To the air, it's played. He's going to throw deep right side. It's caught. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to catch him. They finally did, but they gave up a huge play.
And that is a backbreaker if you're the defense, because you've done your job up to that point. You've set up the offense in 3rd and very long. You know they're going to throw it. You cannot allow a guy to get open that deep.
Hits the afterburners. Big run there. Gets it inside the 20, all the way down to the 14 before he goes out of bounds. We've come to the end of the period, and Temple is holding the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. So first down here as they go back to work. DB's right up on the receivers. He's got it on the move. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
Well, they're able to complete the hitch throw against man coverage. And, hey, quarterback's got to be able to get it to him quickly because he knows that defender is going to be driving on the ball. So really nice job not hesitating, getting it to him, and then he gets what he can get after the catch.
Under fire. He's sacked. He'll lose a couple on that one as he tried to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And anytime you hit the quarterback, man, you make him think, you speed up the processor a little bit, and that's the 3rd on the day. This is a unit, actually, that does a good job of that. They're in the top 25 in the country at getting the quarterback on the ground.
Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Bobcats. Snagged in the end zone to give them 6. The extra point here would tie the game.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not. So being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
Temple takes over, and the offense will return to the field. They knock him down, but not before he gets it out to the 21-yard line. Pick up a 4. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Trying play action. Looking left. Face the ground. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. Offense getting set for first down.
I think one of the most undervalued assets in good quarterback play is the play-action game. Making the run fake honestly and truthfully looking like run. You're fooling the defense, and then you're just making it easier on yourself because you're giving yourself bigger lanes to throw the football into.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play. Let's see what they find in the playbook for 3rd and long from the 43. From the gun, wants to pass. Snagged in the middle, it's Nicholson. They convert on 3rd down as he gets it to the 46-yard line.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. defense changing the play. Pulls it in. It's Punga. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. The Owls come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. They'll try to run for it. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a first at the 32.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on 3rd down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
And the Owls with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Running back searching for a hole. Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they knock him down at the 17.
Nice job on 2nd down. Maybe you're expecting a pass, but sticking the run in there, catching them off balance a little bit, getting a big gain, getting the first down.
Chains are set, and Temple has it with another 1st and 10. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Starting to feel a little pressure. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And the defense makes a play, finally. This is a lot of offense early in this football game, a lot of scoring. Need more of this from the defense. Getting to the quarterback, making him feel uncomfortable, and then when you get him down, you get him behind the sticks. Good things happen for your defense.
Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal.
Man, this quarterback is having himself a day. Over 200 yards in the first half. It was hard enough for Palmer to get over 200 in a game, more or less in a first half.
Back's going for the goal line. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Temple!
And that touchdown run is just going to galvanize this entire football team. Really nice job being physical, and that sends a message. We're not just taking the lead. There's a lot of football left, and we are going to keep trying to run this ball down your throat.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Ohio takes over. The Bobcat offense heads to the field. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. Firing to the right, complete. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. Back to pass, it's Blade. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. Oh, man, they've already lost one quarterback today. Now the backup comes in and has to take a shot.
Man, I might think about protecting my QB a little better. I already lost one. Now your 2nd guy gets hit, and you got to keep this guy healthy. You got to keep him upright. You got to protect your quarterback, man.
What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be 4th down.
Number 13, on to take it away.
He'll field the punt and try to make a big play. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. Temple will try to move this one deep to get the 2nd half underway. He'll bring it out. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Ohio U ready to go back to work on adjustments or attitude adjustments, but they've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the second half.
I do think you said something that's important. I think running the football is an attitude. Like, it starts with the offensive lineman and being physical, having a nasty attitude. Running back, same thing. I think they need more of that in the second half.
You know, and I think then if you're this defense, you have an opportunity to make a statement here. Yeah, I know you guys went in at halftime and you riled yourselves up and you told yourself that you think you can run the ball on us. On this very first drive, we're going to prove to you, just like in the first 30 minutes, you cannot.
To the air, it's Blade. Got his man. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. And the Bobcats are in the hurry-up. On third down, he drops to throw. He's open on the right. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
And he fires over the middle. It's incomplete. Couldn't find his man last time. That leaves him with a 3rd and 6. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires one high and deep. He's got it inside the 25. They'll mark him down right there. And how about that play and picking up a chunk of yardage? The Bobcats are moving quickly down the field. From the gun, running back gets the give.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Fights off a defender. Picked up maybe a yard. It's down at the 16. 8th play of the drive, and to keep this one going, they'll need to convert a 3rd and 5. Now the play fake. Fires into the end zone. Throw to the end zone, picked off.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. It's incomplete, and this ought to be a boost of confidence for this defense, getting a stop against these guys on 3rd down. On 4th and 9, the offense will stay on the field. And they gambled in their own end, and now they give up really good field position. The Ohio U offense returns to the field.
And listen, obviously, you know, at this area of the field, it's a question, it's a debate whether or not you go for that on 4th down. At the end of the day, though, I think this coach believes in his own playmakers, and he's got guys on offense that he feels can make a play in that type of situation, and he's got confidence in him. That time they weren't able to come up with it. Curious to see what this guy does if they're in a similar situation as this game moves on.
He'll keep it himself. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football, that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the first down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
Under fire. Oh, and he got drilled as he just got rid of the football.
Yeah, in 3rd falling short. They choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
And the field goal unit will stay put as the head coach decides to go for it on 4th down. Needs it to keep this drive alive. And he gets it inside the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 9 where it'll be 1st and goal.
4th and short, a lot of times you know what's coming. I know what's coming. Who's going to be more physical? They give it to the running back. O-line does their job. Nice pickup on 4th and short.
Back to pass. It's Blade. Oh, they're after him. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
Quarterback just has to be more aware of the situation. 1st down, goal-to-go situation. You cannot take a sack. So the QB, if no one's open, you got to make sure you're throwing that ball out of the end zone and helping your offense out.
The run up the middle, trying to find his way to the goal line. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on 3rd down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big
Touchdown, Ohio! The offense puts up 6 with that trip to the end zone. Extra point here will tie the game. When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Looking to throw on 1st down. Catch in the middle, it's Punga. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be 1st down. Fast completion moves the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. Looking for room, it's Punga. Fouls through the defense. He's up to 94 yards on the ground, and he came into this game leading the nation in rushing. From the 44-yard line, the offense snaps it on 1st down. Looking downfield on 1st down. Trying to burn this defensive back. And the defense making a play and getting a hand on that pass. Man, what a finish we could have. Tie game, 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. This time it's complete. And he's brought down after a nice gain. This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the 1st down. The Owls come to the line with a new set of downs. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Found that crease, and they knock him down after a pickup of 5 to the 32. And the Owls in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Off play action. Gonna take a shot. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming.
Love the physicality of the secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
Quarterback making adjustments. In the gun, looking to throw on 3rd down. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming. On 4th down, they could boot the field goal, but looks as if they'll go for it. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Big tight end makes the grab. 1st down, still on his feet. Touchdown, Owl! And that one will give him the lead.
And that's what I think makes this tight end so dynamic. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. There's so many tight ends out there that are just possession guys, and they usually go down right after they catch the ball. This guy has the ability to, with his speed, to make people miss, and he showed it to you right there on that touchdown catch.
Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. quarter. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Wants to throw. It's Blade. Sets up the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning.
I don't love the play call at this juncture in the game. You're down. You've got to take shots. The defense is not going to be blitzing, so these screens probably aren't going to work.
On third and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. And the Bobcats will try to pin them back with the punt. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. Temple takes over, and the Owls send the offense back onto the field. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he
Makes the catch at the 20. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one. And this defense has to step forward. Not only do they have to get a stop, they've got to do it quick. And he takes it in for the score. Who gives a hook? The Owls do. It's a touchdown. This team just knows how to finish. They keep getting better and better and better, and they are close to going 9-0.
And he's in for his third rushing touchdown. You college fantasy football players, that is what you want to see. +6, +6, +6. Let's go.
Ohio takes over. The Bobcat offense heads to the field. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot. Now let's see if they can pull this one out. Scanning the field, it's Blade. Makes the grab. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You've got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the football. Gang tackle. And you're going to win this game.
Still on his feet. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. Third and long. Ball's at the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got his man. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down. On 4th down, looking for the completion. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. Into double coverage, and they made him pay. It's intercepted. Taking it the other way. They finally make the stop, and not only the huge turnover, but the big return has them set up in business. Temple takes over, and the offense will return to the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. The Owls moving quickly to the line. A first down run on the doorstep. And this was just a low man wins battle right on the doorstep of the goal line, and the defense comes up with the stop. Trying to bully their way in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown Owls! That score might be the one to put them over the top and run this winning streak to 9.
And the offense takes control of this football game. I tell you what, This offense doesn't wow you in every position. They've got some good players. They find a way to put drives together. They find a way to score. But this team is undefeated. This team is a force to be reckoned with, continuing to stay undefeated.
Ohio U ready to go back to work on offense. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over, move it behind you. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think you can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. Now 3rd and long, and trying to play catch-up in more ways than one after that earlier sack. Looking deep down the right side. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down. The Bobcats send out the punt unit. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on it. Temple takes over, and the Owls send the offense back onto the field. Bunch formation for these receivers. Quarterback making checks. To the air on 1st down. Fires to the middle. It's picked off. The Heisman contender turns it over. They bring him down, but that great defensive play might be overturned. Let's see what the call is. This offense needs all the help they can get today, and that pass interference penalty is a much-appreciated lifeline. So after the flag, a fresh set of downs for the offense. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Trying to make magic with... breaks into the open. Shoved out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 15-yard line, and this offense is doing work. Down to the 16-yard line. It's 1st and 10. He's got it on the run. Touchdown Owls. And they take it in for 6 more points. That lead a little more comfortable now as they close in on extending this winning streak.
And how about it? Everyone getting involved, getting the big tight end involved. This offense has done an unbelievable job scoring points. This defense has had no answers. Just keep it rolling, offense.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Ohio U offense returns to the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. Looking to throw, it's Blade. Plucks it out of the air. They'll spot the ball at the 34 as he goes out of bounds right there.
When receivers are running slant routes against man coverage, sometimes you get open using speed, but sometimes it's pure physicality. This receiver does a great job using his hands, and then he's able to fight his way to the inside. At the end of the day, he just wanted that football more.
And here's a fumble way behind the line. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover. This offense has it with really good field position. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Slings it downfield. Misses receiver there. It's incomplete.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. And they don't want to waste this great field position here on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Using the quick game. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9.
There were very big expectations surrounding this guy coming into the season. He's delivered week in, week out. With that last catch, he's now got over 1,000 yards receiving on the year.
He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like, just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they built this lead. They've had a great day today.
He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And how about this squad, man? Looking good again. Like, I feel like we say this week in and week out, just continuing to remain undefeated, whatever it takes, offense, defense, special teams. They have been a good unit, and that's why their ranking is so high.
21.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Ohio takes over. The Bobcat offense heads to the field. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David. But I'll say this, if you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on second down. They're staring at third.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game.
And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
And that play is a microcosm of what this game has been. They have not been able to protect their quarterback all game long, early or late, up front. Moving forward, this offense has got to do a better job, or else they're going to be in a lot of trouble. You cannot give us up as many sacks as they have in this game and expect to win.
And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Temple takes over and the offense will return to the field. Firmly in control of this game. We'll see if they just try to run out the clock and get out with a victory.
Everybody on offense here should feel really good about their performance today too, David. They had a really good game plan coming in this one, and they went out and they executed at a very high level.
Yeah, lights out, and this game's over. I'm interested to see the philosophy now. Do we keep chucking the pill and keep trying to score points? Because it's the defense's responsibility to stop them, or do they just run this clock and say, all right.
And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
And what can you say about this offense in this game? All season long, they've done enough to win week in, week out. Hasn't always been pretty. They haven't always brought their A-plus game to the park. But they won a shootout today. Both offenses trading blows back and forth, and they were able to come out on top. And the offense, to me, is the reason they're still undefeated today.
Ohio U ready to go back to work on offense. Well, this has pretty much been an evisceration, an old-fashioned stomping, Jesse.
Yeah, and listen, this is one of those games where you're not necessarily throwing the playbook in the trash after this one, but I do think
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And it's picked off for the third time today.
Well, man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long. And here we are late in an obvious passing situation trying to get this thing close. The big INT. Finally, the defense makes a play. And, David, it looks like they just closed the door on this one.
Well, and you know, Mr.
Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. And that'll be incomplete, man. That would have been a big hitter on first down, but second down's coming up.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. And now let's see if the offense can bail itself out after the second down misfire. Making side adjustments here. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Soft spot in the middle. The offense gets the timeout. 12 ticks left on the clock.
And they found the big fella again, and they found him early and often today. They featured him here in the fourth quarter. Still time left in this football game. I imagine he's going to still continue.
It's picked off. Don't see that very often from this Heisman Trophy candidate. Looking for more room.
Obviously, this game hasn't gone the way they would have liked, but coaches are always looking for positive moments and things that you can build on. How about that young man going out, getting an interception? Yeah, they're being blown out. They're probably not going to win this football game, but that is the type of...
Fires deep toward the end zone. And the pass is incomplete. They were going for the fabulous parting gift, but instead will just go home with a loss. I know both of these teams were ranked, guys, but it really seemed as if they weren't on the same level in this game.
I think that was a pretty good statement game for these guys. I mean, you're ranked higher, you're more talented.